B, programming environment. Yeah. So here I give you all the software tools we need to do the project this semester. Okay? Yeah. B.1, overview of web programming. Yeah. So for the web technology components, so let's look at from client side, server side. Yeah. So I only, we need the basic part, okay? So not advanced part. So for this class, we use the basic web technology for both client side and the server side. Yeah. And as I said in the first lecture, for those beginner students, web programming beginner students, I will create some videos, give you the background knowledge. Okay? All right. The client side, HTML. Yeah. So the very basic one. So when we start, so you need to know have basic HTML knowledge. Okay? How to write an HTML document. Yeah. So that's simple. Okay? Yeah. And if you need the knowledge, yeah, so I give you the reference. Yeah. Some students want to learn. So the basic knowledge I will use for this class. Yeah. I use this website, W3 Schools. Yeah. So many of you know it. Yeah. So I use that website. Yeah. So all the tutorials, because their website is for the beginners. Yeah. Many user-friendly, easy tutorials for the beginners. Okay. So okay. So we will use the tutorials from that website for web technology basics. Yeah. So HTML. Okay. Yeah. So the first one. After that, CSS, Cascade Style Sheet, CSS, because we want to add the styling information into our HTML documents. Here today, the web programming environment, I assume you have some basic knowledge. Where for those beginner students, yeah. So I will create some videos, this weekend. I will create some videos for beginners, okay? So in my beginners videos, I will give you more background explanation, okay? Because I just assume you do not have any background. Then I tell you, the HTML structure, CSS structure, to get started in my beginners. Here, I do not do that. Here, I do not explain, HTML structures, CSS structures, okay? All right. And for the CSS, we use the basic CSS. Other than that, we also have library for CSS. Small CSS library is called Bootstrap. Bootstrap, so it's a popular CSS library created by Facebook. Yeah, so this Bootstrap is created by the Facebook company. Then they contribute to the community, okay? Web development community, so they contribute free, okay? Yeah. And this Bootstrap, you can also learn from W3 schools, okay? The tutorials. Learn from W3 schools. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of nice features. So when you design web pages, many GUI components already created in their library. Yeah, so nice, graphics components you can use directly. Yeah. And how to arrange your page layout. So many supporting tools, components you can use for your page layout, things like that. Okay, yeah. The Bootstrap, we will use a little bit. Okay, we do not use much. Yeah. Here, just that Bootstrap to you. Okay, yeah. So you can choose how much you use, how many features you use from there. Okay, yeah. You can use the minimum. So minimum, we just use a few buttons, okay? Some graphics, okay? The layout, if you want to use the layout. Yeah. All right, yeah. At least CSS library, so you can put it on your resume, right? Yeah. So because after this class, you used it, you can put it on your resume. Yeah, it looks better, the employer, they see, oh, Bootstrap, good. Yeah, things like that. Okay. All right. Then JavaScript. Yeah. So there another basic important. Here we use the basic JavaScript. Yeah. The JavaScript, there are several advanced, packages, libraries, several advanced. Yeah. Here we do not use advanced part. Right? We only use the basic JavaScript. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Some students, because as I know, based on my experience before, some students they are not familiar with JavaScript programming, and some students, they know some advanced JavaScript programming, but they're not familiar with the basic JavaScript programming. Yeah, so there are some students like that. Okay, yeah. So for this class, we only use the basic. Yeah, yeah. So JavaScript, but on top of the basic JavaScript, yeah, we will also use the jQuery library on top of JavaScript, jQuery. So another popular JavaScript library for web programmers, adding many more features with simpler coding. Yeah. So you can write relatively simpler code, but you can do more work. So make you more productive. Okay? jQuery. Yeah. Also popular, right? If you put on your resume, also better. Yeah. jQuery. Another important knowledge. Yeah. So we will also use in this class. All right. So then Ajax. Ajax is another very important knowledge. So although it's an older one, Ajax is an older knowledge built on top of JavaScript. But so useful, very important. Right? Ajax means asynchronous. A, asynchronous. J, JavaScript. A, and, just and, okay? Because it wants to use that name. Ajax, so and, okay, yeah. X, XML, okay. It's old because we know XML is old technology, right? Yeah. So here, XML. So A, asynchronous. Okay. JavaScript. then and, yeah, because try to use that name, XML. And we know XML is a very old technology. Yeah. Currently, in industry, IT industry, it is rarely used, very rare. Okay, so most people, drop it. Okay, XML right now, it is rarely used. Yeah. And it is replaced by JSON, by this simpler, more popular way to transmit the data, transmit the structured data. You want to send data between client and server, right? Yeah. Data transmission between client and server. Yeah, the most popular currently the way is the JSON. JavaScript object something. Okay, JSON. Yeah. XML the old way, very complicated, too complicated. Okay, yeah. Although the structure it can represent very sophisticated structure of the data, but too complicated. Okay? Most web programmers hate XML. Okay? Yeah. Because you need a special package to process XML data. Okay? You need a third party special packages to process XML data. Okay? That complicated. But when this AJAX technology was created at the beginning of 2000, okay, around that time, 2000, early 2000, yeah. At that time, XML, yeah, relatively new at that time, yeah. At that time, relatively new, yeah. So, and here, still, you can see something related to XML still used. Because in JavaScript, there is an object. We know JavaScript supports object-oriented programming. Okay? Yeah, object. Yeah. There are many objects used in JavaScript. Okay? So there is one object related to XML object. Okay? So that object is used for the data communication between client and server. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. How to pass data between client, server. Yeah. So that special object is responsible for passing the data between client and the server. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Later we will learn. Yeah. I will explain that object. Yeah. All right. So here, yeah. So these these are the basic technologies. Yeah. So I will find time to explain these technologies. Yeah. So then we practice. Okay, I will give you some examples, yeah, simple examples. Yeah. So you practice, you play around, try to understand those examples. Then in your project. Then some features you need to use, these technologies to implement. Today, when I talk about the programming environment, at the same time, I also talk about our first programming project, number one, the features we need in our first programming project. Yeah. We will get there quickly. Yeah. All right. So this is the client side. Okay, so these three blocks of technologies. Okay, client side. Yeah. 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 Last time, one student asked me, yeah, because in the last class at the end, after we finished the class, so that student asked me if it's okay to apply different technologies to do the programming projects. I said yes. I allow you. Although here I give you some basic technologies we are going to use for the programming projects. But if you want to apply other technologies, that's okay. I allow you to use like Java. Okay, some students want to use Java. Some students want to use advanced JavaScript packages, yeah, libraries, advanced JavaScript libraries. Okay, yeah, I allow you to use, yeah, yeah, but I may not be able to answer your questions. Okay, so if you use the technologies I'm talking about here, then I'm responsible to answer all your technical questions. Okay, yeah. So for those students, if you use your own favorite technology, then so you need to fix all the technical problems. Okay, so if you have any technical questions, yeah, so you try your best to search the web and find the solutions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you use the technologies here, yeah, so then you can ask me. Yeah, I will help you solve the technical problems. Okay, yeah. So that's the main difference. Yeah. All right. So then server side. Yeah. Server side we use PHP. Yeah. The reason is PHP is easy to learn. Okay? Yeah. First, it is also popular. Okay? In the real world situation, it is popular. Yeah. Typically for small and mid-sized companies. Small, mid-sized companies. Okay? PHP is very popular. Yeah. Easy coding and very powerful. Yeah. It can do almost everything. Okay? Powerful, easy to learn. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So that's the reason. So we pick PHP here. Okay? We do not want to spend a lot of time learning language, right? Yeah. So we just learn some basic language, the structure, syntax. Then after we study a few examples, we want to start coding. Okay? So for PHP. Yeah. So we can do that. If we use other technologies, then we may need to spend a lot of time learning that technology. Okay? Yeah. So that's the main reason we select PHP here. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. And the last semester, yeah, I remember one student in my class in last semester, spring semester, okay, spring semester, asked me why not using Python? Python, yeah, because right now Python is very popular, right? Yeah, so Python is very popular, yeah. So my answer is Python is not a web programming language. Yeah, it's good for AI, for data science, for scientific research, but not good for web programming. Okay, Python is not a good language for web programming, although it can do, yeah, it can do. But it's a not good choice. Yeah. Not good choice for web programming. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, for that reason, PHP is better regarding the web programming than Python. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Then, when we do the PHP programming, we need to use the IDE. Yeah. IDE. So here we want to pick free, but very popular, very powerful IDE, yeah, from the market. Yeah. So the top 5 best free PHP IDEs. So here you can see NetBeans, that's the under Apache Software Foundation. Yeah. I will talk about that later. And then Eclipse. Eclipse can also do PHP programming. Yeah. So these two. Then other than that, you know, some other Eclipse. Yeah. So for this class, I like to select NetBeans. Yeah. NetBeans. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But if you have your favorite IDE, so you can choose your favorite IDE. Yeah. If you do not have your favorite IDE, so then I recommend NetBeans IDE, okay, for PHP. Yeah. Yeah. Right, so now, so that's the, some of the main software tools we need. After this one, another block of software tools we need. XAMPP. Yeah. So for web developers, this XAMPP package is extremely popular for web developers. So we need to download the most recent version. So here, let me talk about this package first. So later, about the installation, I will post the tutorial for the installation. I may also create a video to show you some, the installation process. Yeah. Although it's very simple. Yeah. It's very simple. Yeah. But there is a problem. The difference between Windows users and Mac users. For Windows users, very simple, very straightforward. Yeah. Almost no problem. Okay, straightforward installation. But for Mac users, there are some commonly asked questions about the Mac version. Yeah. So you need to, so you need to, do some work, okay? Do some work to solve those problems. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So let me explain the meaning. X here represents your operating system versions, operating system types. Yeah. Let's say types, because regarding operating system, you have Windows operating system, you have Mac, and you have Linux. These three different types. Yeah. So X represents, any of the three. Okay. Yeah. So you download appropriate version for any one of the three operating systems. Yeah. Yeah. So when you go to the website, XAMPP, go to their website. So you can select the right version for your operating system. Yeah. All right. Yeah. But this X, okay, X. In its name, X is used for any of the three operating systems. What do you mean? Yeah. Because you may also, most people use XAMPP. Yeah. There are small group of peoples, so they may use, for Windows, replace X by W, WAMP. Then that software is slightly different from XAMPP. Okay? Yeah. For Mac people, replace X by M, MAMP. Yeah, there is another version, slightly different version for Mac users, MAMP. Yeah. And Linux users, slightly different version, LAMP. Okay? Yeah. But the first priority, you download XAMPP first. Okay? If it works, then use XAMPP. Only when XAMPP does not work, then you may think about trying a different version. Okay? If XAMPP works, then you use XAMPP. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Because that's the most popular version. Yeah. All right. A, Apache server. Well, we need a web server. Yeah. In order to develop web applications, we need a web server. So this A refers to Apache Web HTTP web server. Yeah. specifically HTTP web servers. Okay? Yeah, web server. It's free. This server software is free, so you can download. Yeah, free. Yeah. Very powerful. Yeah. Very powerful. Yeah. Because many companies, they use Apache web server running their business. So it's powerful. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So for our class, so we choose this web server. Okay? Actually, it's in the bundle. XAMPP, that's one software bundle containing everything. Okay? Containing everything. So you do not need to download Apache server separately. No. Just install the whole bundle. You get everything we need. Okay? So that's some nice thing to have. Okay? Apache web server. All right? Yeah. 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 Its full name. Yeah. Its full name, Apache HTTP web server. Yeah. You type HTTP, or you see HTTP. Yeah. A lot, right? Yeah. So right now HTTPS, secure version. Yeah. Do you know a little bit about this HTTP protocol? HTTP is a protocol. Okay? Yeah. The communication rules between client and server. How do you get a client and server side understand each other? How do you make them understand each other? They need to follow the same standard. They need to speak the same language, right? Client server, in order to understand each other, they need to use the same set of rules. So those rules are specified inside HTTP protocol. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. I will make some beginners videos to explain that HTTP protocol. Okay? So in our class, I do not talk about that. Okay? Yeah. I want to save time. Yeah. Yeah. But in my supplementary study materials, then I explain the HTTP. Yeah. 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 The importance about some basic HTTP rules, if you know those rules, you can understand communication between client and server better. Okay? Yeah. Better. Yeah. So HTTP. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, a lot of things happen behind the scene you do not know. Okay? When you have a technical problem, you do not know how to fix it. Yeah. If you have a lot of web knowledge, yeah, so then you can fix the problem better. Yeah. All right, so that's the Apache server. Yeah. Then, our database management system. We need to use one for this class. Yeah. Yeah. Not just for web programming, we also need to use to run our queries. Okay? We need a DBMS to run our queries. So this M is our DBMS, MySQL, MySQL. Okay? The MySQL database running on the database server. Okay. MySQL, it's a big software package. Okay? Yeah, pretty big. Yeah. Several hundred megabytes. The whole software has several hundred megabytes. So that big. Okay? Yeah. The binary. Yeah. And it's a very powerful. Yeah. And it's a commercial product. Okay? Yeah. So many companies, even large companies, also use MySQL databases. Yeah. But right now, it was bought by Oracle. Yeah. So now it belongs to Oracle. Before that, it's a open source. Yeah. Open source. But later, Oracle bought it. Yeah. Yeah. So now it belongs to Oracle company. Yeah. Okay, MySQL. Yeah. But we can still use it for free. Yeah. MySQL. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's M. Then P. The first P. There are two P's. The first P, PHP. Yeah. So that's our server-side scripting language. So we call it scripting language. Okay? Yeah. Scripting. You write a script, PHP script. Yeah. Although coding, the same coding, yeah. But it's scripting. Okay? Just like JavaScript. JavaScript, you write a script, you do scripting. Okay? Yeah. The coding, the scripting. Okay? Yeah. All right. Right. Server-side programming. It's also object-oriented programming language. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the PHP. Yeah. So, but we just use some simple features. Yeah. So we use the W3 Schools tutorials to learn. Yeah. Some very simple tutorials you can find in W3 Schools. Yeah. So, and, I will give you some examples. Yeah. Yeah. And I will give you a lot of sample code. Yeah. So you can download my code and install it, run it. Yeah. Then you modify my code. Okay? Yeah. So when I ask you to add new features, so you just modify my code. Okay? Yeah. So I provide you the code to get you started quickly. Yeah. So you can see, display the database, yeah. Do some basic operations on the database. Yeah. You can see the actions quickly. Yeah. Then I ask you to add some new features. All right. Then, the last P, actually it refers to Perl, another very old scripting language, Perl. Okay? Yeah. So Perl, yeah. So its original meaning is this Perl. Okay? Yeah. Right now, still some company, very old companies, so they still use Perl to do their everyday, data-related work, scripting. Yeah. 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 Yeah, but here, for this class, we do not use Perl, so I want to use this last P, refer to a web application, a special PHP web application called PHP MyAdmin. It's a web application. Okay? It is not a programming language. It's a web application. Okay? Yeah. So when we run this, we just type URL, PHP MyAdmin, in the URL bar of the web browser. We can bring up this web application. Then we apply this web application, we can access the MySQL databases. Yeah. So it is used to graphically display your databases, the data in your databases graphically. Yeah. Yeah. Or you can understand this way. It's a GUI tool. Yeah. GUI tool. So GUI, graphic user interface tool to manage MySQL databases. Because the original MySQL databases, there is no graphical user interface. Okay? No graphical user interface. It's a command line tool. The original MySQL. So you can only manipulate, manage your databases through the command line. Okay? Every time you need to type command. So that's not very user-friendly. Okay? Then there are many third-party software tools developed to manage MySQL databases in the graphical way. Okay? So PHP is one of them. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there are many other tools. Yeah. Yeah. Because some students in this class, yeah, so you may also take the Java web programming, that course, 4010. Yeah. In that one, you may use a different tool to access MySQL databases. Yeah. You know, yeah. That one you use a different, some also graphical user interface you can access. Okay? Yeah. So you can use that tool. Yeah. I have some students before they use the different GUI tool to access MySQL databases. Yeah. Then, for other students, yeah, so I recommend PHP so we access. Yeah. But there is a problem. Okay, I noticed some problem, the conflict problem. Yeah. For those students who take 4010, okay, CS 4010, in this semester or previous semester, yeah, because if you take previous semester, they install the software, okay? They install the software. Yeah. They still keep that, okay? Because then the software you used in 4010 and this exam, there is some conflict, okay? Yeah. But when you run Apache server, MySQL has a database server. When you run MySQL database server, you get some conflict, okay? Yeah. Because each machine, you are only allowed to run one MySQL instance, okay? One MySQL instance. You cannot run two instances, okay? One instance. Yeah. But by default, so if you take this class, by default, that MySQL instance is running by default. Okay? Yeah. It keeps running. Yeah. When you start your computer, that MySQL instance is running by default. Okay? Then we cannot start our MySQL. All right? Yeah? Because the resource is occupied. Okay? Our MySQL instance get blocked. You get an error message. You cannot start. Okay? Yeah. How to solve that problem? You need to go to some tool to stop that instance, to kill that. There is a button command you push to stop that instance. Okay? Then you can start our instance. Okay? Our MySQL. Yeah. So last semester, the spring semester, one student got that problem. Okay? So then I help her search the web, and finally we found this solution. Okay? Yeah, so we have to open some window, click find the running instance, where to find that running instance. Then you click the button to stop it. Then we come back to start our new instance. Yeah. So there is that problem. Okay? Yeah. So for CS 4010 students, you need to be aware of that. Okay? Yeah. Otherwise, if you want to store on a different machine, that's fine. Okay? No conflict. Yeah. If on the same machine, you need to stop one instance first, then run another instance. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. All right, so that's the, some general information about the software environment. So when you start working on it, you may have a lot of detailed questions. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. The good thing is because the software tools we will use here so popular, yeah, so you can find a lot of technical support on web. Yeah. So popular. Okay? Yeah. So most web developers, so they use these tools. Okay? Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Then, now, JavaScript review. Now I may like to talk about our first programming project. First web programming project. Yeah. Yeah. The first one, we just do the client side coding. Client side. We do not need to do the server side coding. Okay? So I delay it. Yeah. So only our second project, we do the server side programming. Yeah. So for the client side, that means we do not need a server to run our project. Okay? Yeah. Client side, you only need a web browser. You can run it. Okay? Web browser, the client side, software environment. Yeah. Everything you need already available inside a web browser. Okay? Yeah. So you can do your project using a web browser. So simple, right? Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So web browser supports JavaScript. So we can write our JavaScript code, then we test it, run it in a web browser. That's simple. Okay? Yeah. All right. So the knowledge about JavaScript. Yeah. Basic JavaScript. Yeah. So jQuery, I already mentioned a little bit. Okay? Yeah. 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 So the jQuery, at some time, I will introduce this jQuery. Okay? Yeah. So, but first, we try to get some experience on the basic JavaScript. So then you add a jQuery. Okay? After you get some experience on basic JavaScript, then after some practice, so then you add some jQuery code. Yeah. All right. So we use the W3 School tutorials to learn the jQuery. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So the information. Yeah. So we can easily get the beginning, the knowledge to get ourselves started. Yeah. Then Ajax. Yeah. So for the Ajax, we also use the W3 School information, tutorials. Yeah. 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 So, not many pages, just a few pages. Yeah. And I explained the main idea behind the Ajax. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah. And then JSON. Yeah. So JSON, because it's so popular, okay, it's simple. First, the structure is simple, easy to learn, yeah, and extremely popular in data transmission. Yeah. So I may try to add this JSON part. Okay. Yeah. Add some small feature. Yeah. You can use JSON to send your data between client and server. Okay? Yeah. To practice a little bit. Yeah. Because it's also good you put a JSON on your resume, right? Yeah. So all these technologies, although very basic, yeah, but if you know these technologies, it's very helpful. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so we also use the tutorials from W3 schools. Okay, yeah. Yeah, then B.3 JavaScript examples. Now I want to show you some simple examples that we will do. We will do this kind of thing in our first project. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I give you the code. Okay. So this code, I show you one simple feature, drag and drop feature. Yeah. So I haven't uploaded this example. So after this class, I will upload my example. Okay. My example contains two files. One HTML file called the drag and drop.html. Another JavaScript file, only two files. I put in a put in a folder, then I zip it. Yeah. So I upload the zip file. You download, you can play around. Okay? Yeah. So only two files. Yeah. All right. So the feature you will see, drag and drop GUI components on the page. Yeah. Yeah. So with the feature, yeah. So you know how to implement your code to do drag and drop feature. That simple feature. Yeah. Yeah. If you do not do the drag and drop coding, then on a typical web page, you cannot do drag and drop. Okay? Yeah. The original, after you put several GUI components on a page, you cannot do drag and drop because there is no support. Okay? No coding support for drag and drop feature. In order to support a drag and drop feature, you need to write some code. Okay? Yeah. So in my example, I show you the JavaScript. How does JavaScript support drag and drop feature? Okay? Yeah. Later, I will give you a jQuery version. So this is a, plain JavaScript version. Yeah. I just use the basic JavaScript. Yeah. No other advanced features. Yeah. Later, I will give you the jQuery version. jQuery version much simpler than this one. jQuery. Okay? Yeah. So I have another example, the jQuery version example. Yeah. Later, I will give you that version. Okay? First, today, I'll give you this version. Okay? All right. The code I will explain later. Yeah. So here, because right now I only have 20 minutes. Yeah, I will show you the demo, okay? I need to show you demo. Yeah, yeah, Yeah. So here I do not explain the code, in a lot of details. Yeah. Yeah, later I will find some time. Yeah, probably I use a video to explain the code, okay? Yeah, if you do not understand, I will use a video to explain, the syntax. Yeah. What's the meaning? Yeah. Yeah. So this line. So what's the meaning of this line? Right? Yeah. So, all right. And the JavaScript function to implement drag and drop, you need to write a special JavaScript function like this. Yeah. Here, line by line explanation. Yeah. So I need to explain the meaning of each line for the drag and drop. Okay? Yeah. Object. Here, you see this event object in JavaScript. Yeah. Yeah. So there is a event object. So you need to process that event object in JavaScript functions. Yeah. So then you also need to work on, because when you do drag and drop, so your mouse tip generates some event, okay? And then how to control your data. Yeah. So you need an object to control the data. So this event.current.target, current target, okay? Event.current target, return an object. Return an object. That object contains the data you need. Okay? So all the data you need. Yeah. So you use this variable name, the element, variable name, to store the data of that object. So it's an object. Okay? Yeah. So you access your data through that object. Then we access the data, the element.style.left. So you need to know CSS a little bit. Yeah. You need to have a CSS knowledge you can understand. So we access the CSS properties in these two lines. Okay? Yeah. All right. So later, for those beginner students, yeah, I will explain in a lot more details on these code examples. Okay? Yeah. For beginner student. Yeah. First, I need to give you basic knowledge of CSS. Yeah. Then I can explain this code. Yeah. All right? Yeah. Next. Yeah. Yeah. So the details. Yeah. Otherwise, you may not feel comfortable, right? So although you have the code, you may not be able to understand what's the meaning of that. Yeah. Because later, when you write a project, you need to modify this code. Okay? When you write your first programming project, you need to use this feature. You need to modify some parts of the code. Yeah. So you want to understand all the lines before you can modify the code. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then, related to our programming project, the content of the project. So what we are going to do in this first project. Yeah. Here, I want to use a puzzle called a tangram puzzle. Tangram puzzle. Okay? Have you heard of that? Tangram puzzle. An ancient Chinese puzzle. Yeah. Ancient. Yeah. Long time ago. Okay? Ancient. Yeah. Puzzle. Okay? The puzzle is very simple, but interesting. Yeah. How to get that? So you break a standard square. So here, it's a square. You break into 7 pieces. Okay? 7 pieces in this way. Yeah. So this is the way a standard square into 7 pieces, like this. Yeah. In different colors, the shape, like this. Yeah. Then, you can use these 7 pieces to form many different shapes of figures. Very many interesting shape figures. Yeah. Here you can see all these figures. Okay? You can use this tangram, puzzle pieces to make interesting, all these interesting figures. Yeah. Here I got this from a website. So if you search a website, okay, there is one website. If you go there, you can play around. Okay? Yeah. So you display. At the bottom, you can select all different shapes of figures. There is a large number. Of thousands of different figures. Okay? Yeah. So it's very challenging. Yeah. Yeah. You can even buy a tangram puzzle, for example, from Amazon. Okay? You can buy tangram puzzle from Amazon, then you can play around. Okay? Yeah. Just these pieces. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. To make different figures. So here, our project, we write our code. First, we need to create tangram puzzles. We need to break a square into 7 pieces, like this. Okay? And you need to draw each of the 7 pieces. Okay? Triangle, square, parallelogram. Okay? Triangles of different shapes different orientation, okay? Different position, in different colors, all right? First, you need to draw these pieces first. Then, remember the drag and drop example, I give it to you. Then you use drag and drop feature to make a different shape. How about that? You move your pieces by drag and drop feature. Yeah, I give you in that example. Then you can make many different figures, right? Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So that's our first project. Okay? All right. Yeah. Yeah. So before I move to, I want to show you a demo a little bit. I mean, just that drag and drop example. Yeah. Yeah. Quickly. Yeah. Because that example is very simple. All right? Yeah. So here, I already, okay, when you start a page, after you click drag and drop .html, you only click .html, okay? Yeah. Because the JavaScript function is connected, yeah, is connected inside this file, so you do not need to touch the JavaScript file, okay? Only double click drag and drop .html. Then you can, so each word is made draggable. Let's say this way. Each word is made draggable. You can drag, okay? Yeah. So here, yeah. Because here my pen, right? So my pen is slightly different from, yeah. So I need to click a special button to drag it, okay? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So see, yeah. If I want to drag another one, okay, like that. To make it draggable, okay? You need to right code, make it draggable, okay? Yeah, from this simple example. Then you need to make your tangram pieces draggable, okay? Tangram pieces draggable, all right? Yeah. Then you need to set up a destination figure to make a different figure, right? The shape. Yeah. There are so many, yeah. But I select one. Yeah. I select one, so not too hard, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Because here, our goal is get ourselves familiar with basic web programming, right? Yeah. Our goal is not working on puzzle, right? Challenging puzzle. That's not our goal, okay? So I will pick a relatively simple figure to put at the destination place, okay? So then you drag your piece, each piece, from the beginning location then to the destination location, okay? Yeah. But sometimes you need to rotate your figure, right? Yeah. Because the angle is not right. You need to change the angle. You need to do rotation. Yeah. So then you need to write the code to do rotation. Okay? Each piece you want to rotate certain angle, angle. Yeah. So you create a rotate button. Okay? When you click rotate button, so you rotate a piece. Yeah. So other than drag and drop, you need to also do the rotation. Okay? Yeah. Rotation. Then you can make your pieces anywhere you want to place. Yeah. Anywhere. Okay? Yeah. So that's the content of our first programming project. Yeah. We only need a web browser. We can do it. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So the requirement, the technical, the software requirement is minimum, right? Yeah. So you do not even need to install any software. You can work on the first project, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Because I want you to get your hands to warm up. Yeah. So warm up, okay? Yeah. Get yourself, familiar with the basic web programming, okay? Yeah. warm up. Okay? Yeah. Even for beginners, it's not hard. Okay? Yeah. So that's our first project. Okay, all right. So then, our last topic. So I want to talk about this PHP side a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. So preparing for our second project. So we need to do the server-side programming. Yeah. So we use this PHP and Apache server. Okay? Yeah. So after you install that XAMPP, yeah. So XAMPP. The nice thing about the XAMPP is, we know it's a software bundle containing so many different software tools. The nice thing about XAMPP is you do not need to do configuration. Yeah. All the configurations already completed, ready inside that bundle. Yeah. Everything is ready to go. Yeah. Yeah. But if you do not install the software bundle, yeah, you can install those software individually, one by one. Okay? You can install Apache. You can download Apache server, install it. You can download MySQL, the whole software, download, install it. Then you can download, PHP item, PHP you need to download, okay? And install it. Yeah. But the problem is after you install those software, you need to make them work together, right? How do they communicate? How to make PHP and Apache communicate each other? How do you make MySQL and PHP communicate each other, right? So you need to do configuration. Configuration sometimes, not that easy. Okay? A lot of problems you need to fix. Yeah. So we did that before. Yeah. 10-something years ago, we did that. Yeah. A lot of headaches. Okay? Yeah. Right now, we don't need to do configuration. Yeah. We just download XAMPP. So ready to go. Okay? So easy. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. All right. How PHP works. Just give you the, in your mind, because you want to understand slightly, how these software tools communicate each other. Yeah. Here I explain a little bit. How do they communicate? Yeah. First, why PHP? I already mentioned, easy, powerful, right? Yeah. And we use it to add a dynamic feature into HTML content. HTML content static. Yeah. The content can never change if you write it in HTML. Yeah. Yeah. But we want to make our web pages dynamic, right? Yeah, that's more interesting. Dynamic web pages. Yeah. So 2 ways to make your HTML pages dynamic. One, we use JavaScript. That's the client-side way to make it dynamic. Second way, from the server-side way to make it dynamic. Here we use PHP. 2 ways to make dynamic web pages. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Easy, powerful, PHP. Yeah. How to use PHP? Also very simple. Okay? Yeah. When we write a PHP code, what do we need to do? We embed PHP code into HTML content using PHP tags. That's simple. So when you start, have an HTML document first. Then, any place, then you use a pair of PHP tags Inside, you can put a PHP code inside a pair of PHP tags, yeah, to write the dynamic, features inside it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Then, how to execute PHP code? After you get a PHP file, you need to run it, execute it. Yeah. So here, I draw a diagram to show you the. Well, I only have 3 minutes, yeah. So let me quickly finish this simple diagram. Yeah. So, all right, yeah. Let me leave it to the next class, yeah, because I cannot complete in 3 minutes. Yeah. So I need to, talk about it, together at the beginning of our next class. Okay? Yeah. All right, so let's stop right here.